K. Sharma, the technical director of this company. By qualification, I did my BTech in Industrial Engineering, MSc in Organic Chemistry, Advanced Diploma in Industrial Safety and Fire Engineering, Advanced Diploma in Quality Improvement Tools, Advanced Diploma in Advertisement and Public Relations, Certificate course, so many others, Lead Auditor course, and so on. I worked in that industries also for about 13 years, and then from last 17 years I am into this management system certification process. This is all about me. I have credit of approximate 30 plus year experience with me. So going to start the important question: why quality management system is required? We need to understand why this quality management system is required, because this quality management system, as I just shared, the quality management system is the backbone of all management systems. So important question came to our mind that why this management system is required. You see the overview in Indian context. Although this is an international standard, but since we are operating in India, we are working in India, we deal day in and day out in India only, so we need to see this standard as per the Indian context. 65 to 70% of our educated are unemployed or underemployed. This is the hard fact. And what is the reason? Large number of graduates do not have expected confidence. They are not well groomed to face the world with confidence. You all are aware that nowadays lots of empowerment drive from the central government is going on for the MSMEs. Central government is aiming for a lot of FDIs, they are inviting all MNCs to work in India. But until or unless the manpower of India will not be ready to accept the culture and working of those MNCs, we will not be able to success those or in the market. So there is a gap between the need of the industry and the ability of professionalism. This is why we require this quality management system to understand in a good manner, so that we can adopt all the related requirement of the management system in our day-to-day work. Skill development is very critical. All industry requires skilled manpower. With skill development, management initiatives generally takes off, which improves the employability and acceptability of employee by any industry. So the need of the hour is synergy of skill and business professionally. And it's my guarantee, it's my word, if you able to understand the quality management system, the basic of the quality management system, you will be able to understand the working of industries. Why do we need improvement? The second important question came to our mind: why we need improvement. Through this slide, I try to show you the situation. What situation is going on around the globe? The West, the Japan, the China, and the India. You see in this slide, India is quite below to the Japan, to the China, and to the west of the globe, to the western countries. So we need to understand and we need to take this drive further to improve our own capability and the recognition of our own country throughout the globe. To stay in the business, very simple formula is there. You see this slide. Very simple formula: improve the quality, decrease the cost, improve the productivity, capture the market with better quality, stay in business, provide more jobs to the employees, and facilitate country to grow. This is very simple formula, simple steps. Without improving your quality, without decreasing your cost, without improving your productivity, no industry can survive in the market, and no industry can face the hard race of development. So, very simple formula: improve quality, decrease cost, and improve the productivity. Through this slide, I think this meeting is being attended by various quality professionals, and they must be aware about all these words, whichever these words are appearing on this slide. TQM, problem solving technique like Kaizen, lean production, 5S methodology, problem solving techniques. TPM means total productive maintenance. So amalgamation of all these tools and tackles is basically called the quality management system. These are the terminologies, these are the fundamentals which comes later. Once you start understanding, once you start adopting the basic requirement of quality management system, that is ISO 9001:2015, all these things came later on. So we start with the very basic thing, very basic slide. Maybe most of the people knows this very well, that what is written on this slide. What is basically ISO? There are two aspects to see this ISO, as an abbreviation or as a word. Most of the time people start saying this is an abbreviation of International Organization for Standardization, but it is not 100% correct. If it is correct, then abbreviation must be IOS, but it is ISO. And if you see the dictionary meaning of ISO, the dictionary meaning of ISO is equal. This is derived from the Greek word that is isos, that is means equal. We all must aware about the isometric, isotopes, isomers, which we had studied in our secondary classes, particularly in the context of chemistry. So the ISO means equal, and equal relates to the standards. This is the basic understanding for ISO. ISO organization, a organization who is controlling all these standards, are working as a standard body, worldwide federation, that is called national or international standards. ISO headquarters are there in Geneva in Switzerland. This is a non-government organization established in 1947, and the basic work of this organization is writing down of a standard, releasing the standard, popularization of the standard, and then revising the standard time to time. The basic management system ISO 9001, which we are talking about today, is having four primary standards. ISO 9000:2015, this is not any standard, this is just a fundamental vocabulary. ISO 9001:2015, this is the standard in which systems requirements are written down. ISO 9004:2015, this is managing for the sustained success of an organization, and because every standard is followed by an audit, implementation of any standard is followed by an audit. So to govern the activity of audit, there is another ISO standard, that is ISO 19011. This is guideline for auditing the management system. Guideline for auditing of the management systems. Through this slide, I just want to discuss something very little about the total certification process, how the certification process goes on, because most of the people whomsoever are working with the standards sometime are not aware of how this entire certification process is being followed. So as just I told, International Organization for Standardization is an NGO working at Geneva. From Geneva, they have a ISO secretariat. Under ISO secretariat, IAF, International Accreditation Forum, is working, and International Accreditation Forum asks all countries of the globe to form a national body of that particular company, which is termed as a accreditation body. accreditation body is one country, one body. So this accreditation body, there are so far about 175 and accreditation bodies. Those are the member of IAF, and that list is available on the website of IAF. Anybody can go there and see the list of accreditation bodies of every country. In our country, we have our accreditation body NABCB, National Accreditation Board for Certification Bodies. So any organization established under the rules and regulation can work as a certification bodies, and to start the certification process, certification body should seek their approval from an accreditation body. Here there is a multi-level agreement. Any certification body for taking the accreditation can go to the national body of any country. Say a certification body start working in India, they can seek the accreditation from a national body of US, UK, Germany, France, whichever country they want to do. So a certification body will seek their approval from an accreditation body, and accreditation body will have audit on certification body. There is another standard ISO 17020 which deals how a certification body should work. So accreditation body will audit the certification body and award them the status of accreditation, and then that certification body will start doing the audit to award the certification to different organizations. All ABs are having the multi-level agreement that any AB can work in any part of the globe. Any established AB means accreditation body who is the eligible member of IAF can work in anywhere in the world. If we see the ISO versus ISI, what is ISI? ISI is Indian Standard Institution. Earlier it was Indian Standard Institution, but nowadays it is Bureau of Indian Standard. You might heard the name of Bureau of Indian Standard and have seen the logo of ISI on various products. So as far as Indian standards are concerned, this Bureau of Indian Standard is governing all the Indian standards, but as far as international standards are concerned, IOS, International Organization for Standardization, is governing all the standards. In India, Indian Contract Quality Council of India is there, who is working under the Ministry of Science and Technologies. There are various separate boards of QCI. I have name here: NABL, NABCP, NABH, NBQP, NABET. These are different boards constituted for controlling the different activities. First is National Accreditation Board for Laboratories, NABL, to govern the working of all laboratories, medical laboratories, testing, calibration laboratories. Then comes to the NABCB, National Accreditation Board for Certification Bodies, to govern the working of certification bodies. This is the Indian National Accreditation Board. NABH, National Accreditation Board for Hospitals, to govern the working of hospitals. NBQP for Quality Promotion, National Board for Quality Promotions. And NABET, National Accreditation Board for Education and Training. So these 5 boards constitute to form a QCI, and QCI is working under the Ministry of Science and Technology. This is the entire governing mechanism of standard work in India. This is a very popular slide, PDCA. I think most of the person knows this word very well. PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act. This philosophy, this working, this approach has been given by the American quality thinker, that is Deming. This cycle also known as the Deming cycle. All standards which we are seeing today, whether it is quality, whether it is environment, health and safety, whomsoever, whatever management system is there, all management systems are working on this principle, this approach, PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act. If you see on the left hand of this circle, there are the input requirement came from the customer and the need and expectation of the interested parties. And on the right hand side, again customer is there. Means whatever we are working within the organization to fulfill the requirement of customers, those all things, the output of all processes will go to again to the customer, and customer only will tell us whether we have performed as per their expectation or not. So on both sides, left side and right side, both sides of this circle, customer is there. So one very popular saying is there among the industry that customer is a king. This is very well proven from this cycle also. To understand basically the changes which came into the management system after 2015 version, we need to understand these two now slides. First this slide and then next slide. Our earlier management system, which was released in 2008, was based on these 8 management principles. First we need to read out these principles. First is customer focus, leadership. Customer focus means our organization should remain customer focused. Whatever we want to do in our company, in our organization, it should be focused, it should be planned to achieve the requirement of customer. So customer focused organization, customer focused approach has to be there in the organization. This is the principle number 1. And then we come to the second, leadership. Leadership approach has to be there in the organization. This principle number 2 has to be adopted in true sense. Leadership, here we are not talking about the leadership of a political type of leadership like Jindabad, Murdabad type of unionism, but leader has to lead from the front. This approach has to be shown by the management. This principle says about the leadership qualities in the organization. Then involvement of people directly relates with the teamwork. Team. Good result can only achieve in a team. If you spell out the team, TEAM, it itself says that together everybody achieved more. If we start working in the team, our results will be much better. So implementation and understanding of the management system in the organization is not the work alone from the management of 2 or 3 persons. Every person, every people of the organization, every employee of the organization has to involve to achieve the good result. This is the principle number 3. And then process approach. The standard says that process approach has to be adopted in all activities, in all functions, in all department of the organization. Process approach. What is the definition of process? A simple definition of process can be given as set of interrelated activities which convert input into the output. Very simple and straightforward definition of a process. Whatever you want to do, that whole task requires some set of activities to be conducted. Some inputs are required to achieve the output. So simple understanding to understand the process, that set of interrelated activities which required to convert input into the output. And standard want that approach has to be taken for all functions of the organization. Sometimes people mislead. They start thinking, as soon as they read the word process, they start thinking that process means the production. Only production or quality control person will be required to understand the process approach, but it is not correct. Process approach has to be understood and implemented in all functions, whether it is human resource, whether it is finance, whether it is store, whether it is purchase. All things has to be treated like an individual process, then good result will be achieved. Then next principle is system approach to management. Whatever we want to do in our organization, a systematic approach has to be adopted, followed by continual improvement. Continual means continual improvement, लगातार सुधार. There has to be a approach of improvement, not only on improvement but the continual improvement approach has to be there in the organization. And then factual approach to decisions. Whatever decision we want to take in the organization, those all decision has to be based on factual approach. No hanky-panky, no hi-fi, no haywire thinking, but on our decisions, behind our decision, all facts has to be there. And then last, mutual beneficial supplier relation. Means whatever organization want to do, it should be beneficial for both supplier and customer. Means the supplier and customer relation should be maintained not only by the outside supplier but within the organization also, from one department to another department. So these are the 8 management principles were backbone of earlier version, means 2008 version. Now you see the difference of new concept, difference of new approach which is now at present there in the management system, which is 2015 version. This 2015 version is based on 7 management principles. You see, first customer focus. There were also the customer focus, so no change in the approach of this customer focus. This is as it is, we have to adopt. Second one, leadership is also there. In 2008 version, leadership was there. Here also leadership is there. So the same continuation of leadership approach has to be there in the organization, but a greater demand of leadership, how the greater demand we will discuss in the later part of this presentation. But the same approach of leadership should be adopted now also. You see the third one. As per the 2008 version, 8 management principle, there was one principle, involvement of people. Now you see that involvement word has been changed to engagement. Do you feel any difference between involvement and engagement? Involvement is indicating just mere involvement. A process is going on, person is available there and he is involved in the process. But engagement has greater demand, greater bonding. All of the process owners and employees should show greater demand of engagement of every person in the process. So greater bonding, greater demand, greater commitment is required to demonstrate this principle. Again, fourth one is the process approach. Process approach will remain same as we were talked about process approach as per the 2008 version. So same process approach has to be adopted. No changes there. Now you see the next one. Earlier we had seen continual improvement. So continual word was there. That continual word is now removed. Only improvement are there. Means, or this principle says you to improve only the way you want to do. In whatever way you want to improve, it is up to you. You want to do breakthrough improvement, you can do. You want to do step by step improvement, you can do. In whatever way improvement you want to do in the organization, you have to adopt. Why this liberty has been given? Earlier we were thinking, we all told to all employees that always step by step improvement is preferable rather to any breakthrough improvement. But now standard is asking you to do the improvement irrespective of the approach. So why this liberty has been given? This liberty has been given because now all standard, particularly this management system, ISO 9001 quality management system is based on risk approach. Standard now asking you to calculate the risk of the process. Whenever you want to start the process, first calculate the risk, and when you have calculated the risk, you prepared your mitigation plan to handle that risk. So without any fear you can adopt any approach, either breakthrough approach of improvement or the step by step approach of the improvement. Any methodology of improvement can be adopted. So no more dependency on the only continual improvement, but improvement has to be there. Next one, evidence based thinking. Earlier it was factual approach to decision making, now it is evidence based thinking. Means again the greater demand. Factual approach, facts remain facts, but evidence remain evidence, and evidence are always more reliable than that of facts. So greater demand, greater impact on the decisions, whatever decision or thinking you want to implement in the organization, those should be based on the evidence. And the last one is relationship management. Earlier the principle was mutual beneficial supplier relation. The principle itself was talking about the thinking of supplier and customer only, but this relationship management talks about the holistic approach. Means whomsoever is coming to the contact of the company, to the organization, direct or indirect, we should take care the interest, need and expectation of all direct or indirect related parties to the management system. So in totality, if you see, greater demand is there, more realistic approach is there, engagement of people is there, and through this 7 management principle, a holistic approach, by using the holistic approach, all direct and indirect related parties to the organization are talked about. So the difference of 2008 principle and 2015 principle, it is very clear. Now standard is working very fast mode, means the proactive approach is there between now. Earlier those 8 management principle a little bit shows our reactive approach of the thinking process, but nowadays this proactive approach is there through this 7 management principle. This please other people can mute. So this definition of process we have already discussed. Whatever input you require to convert into output, some set of activities are required. So by definition, by single line definition, a set of interrelated activities which are required to convert input into the output. And input can be people, equipment, material, method or environment. And managing of these input throughout the process, throughout the set of activities, so that you can achieve the desired output. So basic understanding of the process approach is this much on. Now all the standards you name any standard, quality, environment, health and safety, whatever is standard, all standards are using this high level structure. Means, what is the meaning of high level structure? All standards are now having clause number 1 to 10, clause number as well as the title of the clause, scope, normative references, terms and definitions, context of organization, leadership, planning, support, operation, performance evaluation and improvement. All management system, you name any management system, all management system are using this number and title of the clauses. Actually, standard starts from here, from in one point number 1 or clause number 1, scope is written. Scope means for which purpose this management system has been written, what is the intended outcome, will be the intended outcome of this management system is written under the scope. Whatever normative references has been used to develop and written down of this standard are written under clause number 2. Terms and definitions used by the standard are written under clause number 3. But the clause number 4 started with actual requirement of the standard, and the auditable requirement are written under this clause started from this clause number 4. Context of organization. Any management system, quality, environment, health and safety, this clause number 4 will read the same text, I mean context of organization. So what this clause basically requires? This clause requires, first of all, to gather the information about the organization and what are the need and expectation of interested parties with respect to that management system from the organization. 4.1 is understanding the organization and in context, means what organization want to achieve from the management system. Say it is quality management system, so what type of quality, for which product, for which process organization want to achieve. And if it is environment, so what organization is doing, for which purpose with respect to the environment. So collecting all the information about the organization is the requirement of 4.1 clause.